All right. All right. Oh yeah, let's go. I think we're up. I think we are up. It's just say live.
It
We're
got-
oh, we're about to see ourselves. Thing. Oh, okay. All right. Well, your camera is not on there for some reason, but
Is it now?
oh my God, we're in this Inception right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna pull it up on my phone. But yeah, we are live. What's going on, guys? Uh, my name College Football Podcast. First ever technical live stream.
Right.
We have last year we did do recording while the rankings were coming out. Um, but that wasn't a technical live stream because we were posting them the next day. Um, but yeah, ranking show just came on. This is exciting for sure. Let me check. Let me check this out real quick. Let's see, just what's happening right now. They'll say we're live. I can't see it. Can you go on YouTube on your phone and see if you can see it? I can't see it. Um,
Yeah, I can look.
because it's my account.
Yeah, we're live.
Can you see? Can you get the link?
Yeah, I can look.
Because I can't see it. Can you go? Oh, on? I can hear myself now.
Hold on. I'm trying to send this link out. Yeah, we're live.
Hey, CFP Selection Central, Grapevine, Texas. Kirky Herb Street. Um,
So we're just gonna wait for these to come out.
yeah. We can recap last week real quick. We can start recapping last week.
Yeah, that'll work.
Oh, Bulldogs on the screen, eh?
Of course.
Little Lad McConkey action.
Finally
Wait,
healthy.
they're talking about I don't have my volume on, but I'm gonna assume they're talking about, teams in contention right now, which is, five obvious teams after Oklahoma's loss last week. In your opinion, we discussed it last week. What's your four as of right now after last week?
Mm, it's hard to say who the odd one out would be. Um, Especially with Michigan, who's arguably been the most impressive team this year, but all this stuff about them cheating is just it's tough.
Yeah.
Um, I would I would have to say Ohio State is in there. I'll
Yeah.
go no order. Ohio State's in there, LSU's in there, Georgia's in there, and I probably would go Washington if I was doing these rankings. Now that's not the order of my poll. I have Washington at 5 in my poll. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I have Washington at 5 in my poll, and Washington will probably be 5. Um, but yeah, I'd probably go Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, Washington 3, Florida State 4 if I was the playoff committee today.
Okay. Oh, okay. So I just pulled the stream up. I finally got it on my phone. So the reason why it's showing one camera is because it is just showing who is talking, I think.
Okay,
Uh,
that's
that's completely fine with me. Awesome. Um, yeah, in my opinion, right now, in my personal, if I was sitting on the committee, right, and I had a vote for.
rankings.
Oh, here we go. Wow, already. Okay, Air Force, Tulane. So a little group of five action right here at the end. Air Force 25, Tulane 24, Kansas State 23, Oklahoma State 22, and Kansas 21. So straight group of five and Big 12 action in this back end. I did not expect them to come out this fast. It's only 7:05. I
I
was
didn't
thinking,
expect Tulane to be above Air Force. So what that means is they think Tulane is the best Group of 5 team, and that if the season ended today, that Tulane would make the Cotton Bowl over Air Force.
Would. And they're showing love to Kansas State and Oklahoma State and Kansas, which I know in both of our rankings, we both threw these teams into our rankings also. 20 Southern Cal, reasonable. 19 UCLA, 18 Utah, 17 Tennessee, 16 Oregon State. A
So
lot
no
of
James Madison.
yeah. So a lot of what we're seeing here is groupings, big groupings with conferences. And I guess what they're trying to do here is let everything play out itself on its own. With all these teams having to play each other still, pretty much.
Them having Tennessee at 17 is interesting for what they're gonna do with Bama and Oregon, because if you notice, they've got Tennessee above Utah.
Yeah.
We'll see if they put Oregon below Alabama.
Yeah.
It's
See
pretty in my rankings though. So
I feel like this is pretty decent. I did have Oregon State at 16.
Okay. Wow. Notre Dame 15. Missouri at 12.
Yeah. Notre Dame 15, LSU 14, Louisville at 13. Wow. Missouri at 12, Penn State at 11. So,
I don't get how LSU is below Missouri. LSU won that head to head.
I did.
Because you're keeping the same energy with having Louisville above Notre Dame with the head to head. So,
I mean, for the most part, my rankings are in the vicinity of these, which I feel like is,
yeah,
given anyways. I had Louisville at 15, Missouri at 14, LSU at 13, Penn State at 12, and Notre Dame at 11. All right, here we go. Top 10. Ole Miss at number 10, which I did have.
that's fair to me. They have a good win over a good LSU team, which is something Penn State doesn't have.
Yeah.
So 9, 8, 7, 6. So they don't honor the head to head and have Oklahoma below Texas.
Okay. With how this is shaping up, I'm gonna have to say that number 8 is gonna end up being Alabama. I think 7 will be Texas, 6 will be Oregon.
And yeah, number 8 is Alabama.
Yep.
I don't mind this. I think I also have Alabama at 8. So no, I have Bama at 9, 8 or 9.
I had Alabama.
Either way. So what's 7 going to be? Is it going to be Oregon or Texas?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be Texas for sure. I think 100%. Yep, there he is. 7 Texas Longhorns.
So that means they're not going to show it yet, but Oregon will be number 6.
Yeah, so 100% Oregon will be at 6, and then it is fun on how they're gonna rank the rest of these teams. I'm gonna assume they will go to commercial break here. So what's your biggest takeaway so far out of this?
A lot of respect to the SEC so far, having Missouri at 12, having Tennessee at 17. You got Ole Miss at 10, Bama at 8. It seems like they're putting a lot of respect on the SEC. And what that's also kind of telling me, so Georgia's next 3, you play number 10, number 12, number 17. If Georgia were to run that, I think there's no doubt that they would be the number 1 team if they're not tonight.
Yeah, for sure. I think my biggest standout is, and I might be tripping here, and they might have done this in the past few years, but I think the back end groupings, how they have everybody kind of grouped up, which I alluded to with that first rankings. They had the 2 group of 5 teams together. They had 3 Big 12 teams together. Then they had 3 Pac-12 teams together, SEC, another Pac-12 team. I think it's very interesting how they did that. I feel like, I said this, I feel like what they're trying to do here is they're trying to let everything play itself out on its own.
Yeah. And one thing I also noticed is we'll go over the slate later, but with these Big 12 teams sneaking in at the end there's multiple ranked matchups now in the Big 12 this week. And this week is really becoming very interesting with the way these rankings are shaping out.
Yep. Yep.
Right now, as it stands, we have 6 ranked matchups this week. Am I right? We got Washington, Southern Cal, Georgia, Missouri,
Yep.
Bama, LSU, Texas, Kansas State, State, Oklahoma, and I'm missing one.
No, it's just those. But there is multiple teams that I would be willing to say that are ranked that are playing teams on the cusp of being ranked.
Like Ohio State playing Rutgers.
Ohio State playing Rutgers, Ole Miss playing A&M, Penn State playing Maryland, Kansas playing Iowa State. I know that might be kind of
Big 12 game though.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Notre Dame playing Clemson. No, I'm just kidding.
Interesting game though.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, I'm trying to send the people the links that wanted it. Yeah, let's look at next week because right now, oh wait, hold on. Oh, here we go. Top 6. I'm gonna assume they're gonna show 1 first.
They show Oregon first at 6.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah,
they probably just got that one out of the way.
Yeah, that's true.
But what'll be funny is if they're going 5-1 and they put, I don't know. I'm assuming they got Washington at 5.
Oh, so that means Florida State is going to be 4.
Yes, Florida State, I'm assuming, will be 4.
And then I'm interested to see how they've. I want to see how they value Michigan right now. In my opinion, I don't think there's any way that this should not be Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, Florida State. But
Ohio State's got a nice resume right now. Florida State comes in
at 4.
At the 4. So this is where it gets interesting. You rate the 3 teams that have been here the last 3 years. So we'll see what they do here.
You think they'll pop up Georgia 1 right here?
No, the next team they put up there will be 3. And honestly, it might be Georgia. But over the last couple of years, Georgia's played their best ball when they're ranked number 3.
Sure.
I'd be cool with it if they are 3. I'd also be cool with it if they showed it today.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
wow. I did not expect that.
I'm not shocked. Michigan, Wolverine, Big Blue at 3.
I think that's how it should be. Georgia comes in at the number 2, and Ohio State will come in at number 1. I'm okay with that.
Wow. Ohio State, the Buckeyes, number 1 team in the country.
They have the best resume. Now, I don't think there's a soul that believes that Ohio State is the best team in the country right now. But I do think they have the best resume, and I think they deserve it the most. If Georgia wants it, these next 3 weeks, it'll be theirs. Oh, man. Say your prayers for Missouri now, though.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move to last week. Okay, we got these rankings out of the way. Well, real quick, is there anything in this top 6? Okay, so is that SOR strength of record, right?
Yeah.
So Ohio State has the highest strength of record per ESPN, with the first strength of schedule is way higher. according to ESPN, than Georgia and Michigan's. And by listing key wins, Michigan and Georgia's were both unranked according to this, while Ohio State has 2 ranked wins, in Penn State and Notre Dame, who are both currently ranked in the top 15. So that is why I'm assuming that this is the rankings as they are.
Yeah, both Georgia and Michigan will have a chance to make it up.
I agree. Daryl McGill in the chat with the go heels. We'll get to the heels later, Daryl, if you're still watching. Yeah, let's recap last week. Why don't we, since these rankings are out? College game day, LSU Alabama. Didn't know that. Liberty picks up a win, improves to 8-0. Slightly quality win over Western Kentucky with a 13-point win. It is a quality win in my opinion. Nothing happened on Wednesday night. Thursday night, Virginia Tech stays alive in their ACC championship hunt at 3-1 against Syracuse. Georgia Southern improves to 6-2, beats Georgia State, who is now also 6-2. Florida Atlantic dog UNC Charlotte. And we'll come back to this and this. But well, I guess we're here. Might as well say it. Clemson loses again. If you can't see it right here, I will take it down for you. Fire Dabo, baby. We're on the train. This team is sad. They're god awful, and I hope we don't make a bowl game at this point because whatever happens to get Dabo out of there, he's losing it. He's lost the team. Okay, I don't even care. He's lost the team as a coach, I think, and I am honestly just kind of tired of him being there and acting the way he is. Rachel Sampy in the chat. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween to you, Rachel. Also, yeah, that's something I meant to say at the beginning. If you hear a doorbell ring, it's because it's Halloween. But yeah. App State pulls out a win against a bad Southern Miss team, which is sad to say that they had to pull it out. It came alive in the second half. Frank Gore Jr., 24 carries for 247 and 2 touchdowns. Nate's in the chat. What's up, Nate? Big Clemson guy. Hey, Nate, if you're late, man, fire Dabo, baby. But yeah, Frank Gore Jr. went off against App on Saturday. Again, came alive in the second half. Shout out my boy C. Horn, 8 receptions, 165, 2 tutties. Yeah, Jacob, your boys.
We dominated Florida. People said that this was an upset alert game. It just wasn't the case. It almost seems like Georgia's starting to wake up at the right time. Carson Beck, one of the best quarterbacks in the country. And we'll see if they can keep that momentum rolling this week against Missouri. Big game this week.
Huge game this week. Huge game. Fire Dabo from Nate. I love it. Ohio State, Wisconsin. Now, this is a game I predicted Wisconsin to win this football game. And Ohio State kind of just came in and showed that they were definitely the better team, which was kind of obvious. I just thought Wisconsin might have had the home field advantage edge there. But Ohio State's defense is legit, which is kind of weird to say because usually we're used to saying Ohio State's offense is legit. Can their defense get the job done? But I think this year it's the opposite. So with them coming in as the number 1 team in the nation tonight in these college football playoff rankings, I mean, this team is legit, I think, in general, and I think they can get the job done this year. However, I think their biggest question mark is Kyle McCord.
They just haven't shown it on offense to me yet. Mayan Williams, the running back, is out for the season, which is a tough blow for them. But Ohio State in these bigger games has had trouble putting points on the board. Now, again, I said I think that they deserve to be number 1 for now. But you're going to have to score points to beat these elite teams like Georgia, like Michigan. So we'll see if they can get it together.
Gibbs is in the chat. Ohio State better than Georgia. So yeah. Speaking of my wins, though, Travion Henderson stepping up, 24 carries, 162 and a touchdown. And Marvin Harrison Jr. is the best receiver in the country, if you didn't know. Florida State dominates Wake Forest. We had this on for about 5 minutes. Then we turned it off. Washington Now, Washington is a team in question right now. Just, I don't really understand what's going on with them. And, they've had, what is this, 3 games in a row now that they've struggled,
Yeah.
or 2 games? Well,
Two.
I'm not going to really count Oregon.
Yeah, just two.
Yeah. Struggle with Stanford. Stanford pushes them right to the end. I know they won by 9, but Stanford did have a chance right there towards the end of the game. Michael Penix Jr., however, 369, 4 tutties, 1 pick. I mean, you can't really have much more from him or ask much more out of him. Washington is a team to watch for right now. Again, they're number 5 in the country in the college football playoff rankings. Can they go undefeated? Is the question.
Got a test this week.
Sure. Which we'll get to that later. Kansas, Jacob kind of called it.
Kinda, not did call it.
Kansas or Oklahoma walked into Kansas. I was gonna say Kansas walked into Oklahoma and upset them, but they didn't. Oklahoma walked to Kansas. I think it was. I'm not trying to make excuses here for Oklahoma, but I think that okay. So there was a point in this first half where Kansas was absolutely dominating Oklahoma in the first half, mainly in the first quarter, going into the second quarter, and then Oklahoma just started getting physical with with the Kansas football team, and they just started taking the game back over. They started scoring points, and it was stop points for Oklahoma. And then they go into a weather delay, and this absolutely killed all momentum I think that Oklahoma had. And it was unfortunate. Again, I'm not trying to make an excuse for Oklahoma losing this game. I'm not an Oklahoma fan, so either way, not trying to do that. But Oklahoma, I think, had a real chance to run away with this game with no weather delay. But unfortunately, they do lose. And yeah,
Still alive though.
still alive. I agree. A big win over Texas right now. That's the big outlier for Oklahoma. They still have everything out in front of them. They got some big games coming up. If you're a 1-loss Big 12 champion with potentially 2 wins over Texas, I think there is a chance with how everything else is shaping out to get in for sure. Texas blows out a good record. BYU, I'm going to say good record. I know I picked them to cover. That was the mistake because they're really not that good, even though they are 5-3. They're really not. Malik Murphy didn't really do a whole lot, but he did enough to win by 29 points. So, yeah. Oregon, statement win. Big time statement win. And we had discussed this. We knew that Utah at some point without Cameron Rising was gonna not look like a top 15 team in the nation. And this week it showed. You lose 35-6 at home. Not very good, in my opinion. But Oregon is a legit team also. I do want to put that out. Utah 6-2. I mean, they still got a chance to make a New Year's Six bowl game for sure.
Yeah. Penn State.
I don't even know what to say about Penn State, man.
I do. I picked them to win the Big Ten preseason, and right now they're making me look stupid.
There's still a chance.
They got to beat Michigan, but the only way they're beating Michigan is if Michigan's distracted. But the thing is, if Penn State were to beat Michigan and Michigan were to beat Ohio State, then Penn State would win the Big Ten.
Are the college football playoff rankings official yet? No, what time they come out? Yeah, they are official. They have came out. Let me go over here to their Twitter real quick so we can look at them. If y'all would like to look at them real quick, run them down one more time. Just for somebody asked about them in the chat. We had Air Force 25, Tulane 24, Kansas State 23, Oklahoma State 22, Kansas 21. Just you can look at these: Southern Cal, Notre Dame, 10 Mississippi, 9 Oklahoma, 8 Alabama, 7 Texas, 6 Oregon, 5 Washington, Florida State, 3 Michigan, 2 Georgia, and 1 Ohio State. For Lou M, who asked in the chat. Yeah, Penn State kind of struggled with Indiana. Not a good look for them. Arizona with the upset over the Beavers.
Kills Oregon State's semi-playoff hopes.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna pull up the box score because I don't feel like it. But DJ, atta boy. I know we're 4-4, but atta boy DJ got outplayed by Arizona's quarterback. Ole Miss dominates Vanderbilt. Not much to say there. Same with Notre Dame dominating Pitt, who they were actually kind of struggling at the beginning of the game. I'm not gonna say struggling, but they weren't doing good.
Daryl's still there. I'm
Huh?
saying Daryl's still there to hear about UNC.
Oh, I don't know. Um, Sorry, I was looking at the chat real quick. Um, Man, dude, I'm not gonna necessarily say I called this, but I can't remember if in last week's episode I said it or not. But I know I said it to people on the phone, including you, at least. North Carolina never beats Georgia Tech at Georgia Tech. They never do. And I can't remember if I say it, but I did kind of call this. Yeah, Georgia Tech beats North Carolina, and it's just a bad look for North Carolina. You lose 2 games in 2 weeks to teams with a combined record of like 6-11 or 6-12 or something like that in Virginia and Georgia Tech. Not a very good look. Georgia Tech, they hate odd number of quarters, but they love even number quarters. 24 points in the second, 22 points in the fourth. And if I remember correctly, North Carolina gave up a ton of yards on offense. So bad look for their defense. Bad look for their defense. Drake May didn't play too bad of a game, but North Carolina, if they even had any playoff hopes after losing Virginia the week before, they're definitely gone now with the loss to Georgia Tech. Louisville.
Speaking of teams with playoff hopes, the number 13 ranked Cardinals.
Yeah. Statement win, shutting out Duke 23-0 at home. I did not watch this game. However, great win by Louisville. I'm gonna have to turn on a Louisville game. I'm not sure who they play this week. Oh, they play Virginia Tech this week, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
Gonna get the job done this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to tune into that one. I'm gonna have to tune into that one, I think, because those are 2 teams I haven't watched any of yet this week, and I probably should. Air Force beats Colorado State. After a slow first half, it was tied up at halftime, but then they dominated in the second half. Tennessee beats Kentucky by 6 points. You want to talk about this one, SEC man?
Tennessee is just an interesting team. They're the opposite of last year, where last year they were really good throwing the ball deep and couldn't play any defense. This year, they're a better defensive team, much more run-oriented, and Joe Milton's not very good. This week, their defense was terrible. Devin Leary's not been a good quarterback this year, and they let up 372 yards. But you go on the road, pull out a win. Tennessee has been struggling on the road this season. So you get a big road win in the SEC and keep your slim SEC championship hopes alive.
Yeah, for sure. Tennessee is a good football team.
Just good, though. Nothing more.
Your favorite player of all time, JT Daniels. Riley White's our good buddy Riley White's favorite player of all time. Second favorite player, my bad, of JT Daniels. His first is Keaton Slovis, if you wanted to know. Pushes Tulane to the limit, 30-28. But Tulane did get the job done. Another game we did not watch. Again, Tulane is the highest Group of 5 ranked team as of this week, sitting at 24, right above Air Force. So right now they are in line to get New Year's 6 Cotton Bowl bid. UCLA.
Explain to me, and I'm really just talking to Colorado. Colorado won the turnover battle 4-0 and lost by double digits. How do you even do that?
Yeah. Sad showing by Colorado, honestly. I was about to think that's where I was going with that, is like UCLA got pushed to the limit, question mark, by Colorado, but like not really.
Yeah.
UCLA is an interesting team to me right now. I don't really Oh, Kalen DeBoer is about to come on to the show, but I don't really know how to gauge UCLA right now.
They're just good.
I really don't. Um, Southern,
They suck.
yeah, they kind of do. And they lost because Cal did not get a 2-point conversion. JMU got pushed, legitimately pushed to the limit by Old Dominion. Like legitimately. Did tune into this one. Um, but JMU not in the rankings as of this week, college football playoff rankings. So I guess that's how they value them. Northwestern beats Maryland. Texas A&M kind of dominated South Carolina. Kansas State beat the brakes off of Houston. West Virginia beats UCF. Yeah, Auburn beat Mississippi State. Just a lot of Miami almost lost to Virginia, by the way. Iowa State beat Baylor. Matchup of 2 6-2 teams in the MAC. Good football game. Boise State without, well, kind of with Taylor Green. If y'all were tuned into the beginning of the year, you know how I am about Taylor Green. Dominates a good Wyoming team. Coastal Carolina without Grayson McCall beats the brakes off of Marshall. Oklahoma State beats the crap out of
Again.
huh?
Ollie Gordon again, Oklahoma State, 271 yards rushing.
And we're gonna talk about him a little bit later. And then Fresno State beats UNLV. So points from last week with stuff. In the pick'em, Jacob
Row.
improves to 2-4 with another win, 7.5 to 6.5 points. Going to biggest spread of the week. Jacob lost his perfect record last week. Wow, I can't speak right now.
Insane, dude.
He is now at 4 for 5. I'm at 3.5 for 5 because I did get it correct. It was Penn State minus 32. I had Indiana covering. Jacob had Penn State covering. And then Super Dogs, I lost my perfect record having BYU plus 17.5 plus versus Texas. I was wrong, so I'm now 4 out of 5. And Jacob catches me in Super Dogs. Also at 4 out of 5 with UCF, West Virginia plus 7, right?
Yeah, West Virginia was plus 7. They won by like 20.
Yes. And neither of us got our hot takes right, which we'll get to that later. No need for our rankings really because the rankings are already out. My favorite game of the week last week, by the way, was low key Washington and Stanford. And then Oklahoma, Kansas. My most surprising game of the week was not Clemson losing at NC State because that always happens, and not North Carolina losing at Georgia Tech. Honestly, Virginia and Miami.
Yeah, that's a
Low
good
key. Low key. All right. Speaking of Ollie Gordon, real quick, we'll run this by super quick before we get to predicting this week. Heisman. I know if you are frequent viewers, we do this every week. Picking our Heisman guys. My guy is still Michael Penix Jr. at number 1, and I don't have a number 2. I just have a category this week, and it is just called everyone else. And these are all of the people that could potentially be 2 through 5 because I feel like they're all in the same grouping, and that is the following people. And I'm gonna name these people quick: Carson Beck, JJ McCarthy, Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, Dylan Gabriel, Caleb Williams, Sam Hartman, Marvin Harrison Jr., Jordan Travis, and we said his name earlier, Ollie Gordon Jr.
I mean, yep, I've got a top 5, and it's 4 of those names: JJ McCarthy, Carson Beck, Jaden Daniels, Marvin Harrison Jr. I
Yeah,
think not Jaden Daniels. I think Marvin Harrison Jr., Ollie Gordon, and Brock Bowers are probably the 3 best non-quarterbacks in the country right now.
I agree. 100%. Okay, let's talk about this week, man. Let's talk a little bit about this week. And
Where things start get interesting.
yep. If y'all wanted to know, Central Michigan is up on Northern Illinois right now. Kalen DeBoer now on the College Football Playoff Top 25 show. Let's start here. There is some interesting games, I guess, so to say. TCU, Texas Tech, Wake Forest, Duke, South Alabama, Troy, Boston College, Syracuse, Colorado State, Wyoming. But let's go to the first game we're gonna pick, and this is Notre Dame Clemson. Notre Dame is at Clemson. Clemson looking for a revenge win after getting dominated last year up at Notre Dame. Notre Dame is -3. Jacob, who do you got?
I think this Clemson team is reeling. I think you're right about Dabo losing the team, and I think Notre Dame is a very, very good football team. So give me the Fighting Irish to win and cover.
Yeah, for how much it pains me to do it, and I never do this in the NFL, but I would do it in college, especially right now. Fire Dabo. I hope we lose this football game. Give me Notre Dame to win and cover. Now, will I be hyped and will I talk if we win? Yes. But I just think in reality, I think Notre Dame is a sorry guys. I think Notre Dame is a at least 2 tiers above better football team than Clemson is right now. I legitimately think Dabo has lost this team and lost a lot of credibility in that locker room. I would like us to win this game. It would be nice to get Notre Dame back after they dominated us last year. But in reality, it just isn't looking like it's going to be that way. And I think y'all know how I am with spreads. If you usually watch, I think that this spread is too small for us to necessarily cover. So give me Notre Dame to win and cover. Next game I want to talk about. Oh, and they have it updated. The number one team in the country, the Buckeyes, go to a 6-2. Rutgers, both their losses being in the Big Ten. Ohio State, -18.5.
I'm going to be honest. I think Rutgers keeps this game close early, and Ohio State pulls away late and does not cover 18.5. So give me Rutgers to cover.
Okay. Very, very reasonable choice there. Huh. I've been doing it all year. But I don't think I can do it this week.
If it was up to you, Ohio State would be 5-3.
Yeah, I know. I agree. And they would have lost to Indiana, man.
Yeah.
Give me Ohio State to win. I just don't know if Rutgers has the guys to keep up with Ohio State. Give me Ohio State to win. 18.5 is a lot, especially with Rutgers being at home. I just don't know if Rutgers can score enough points to even cover. Like, I know that sounds stupid because that's like, oh, well, that's obvious. What I'm saying is I don't know if Ohio State was to score 19 points, I don't know if Rutgers could score 1 point.
Yeah.
This pains me to do it, but give me Ohio State to cover, man. I think they win by like 20 or something like that. 21, something close to there. And then 12 o'clock, we have a huge game. Well, not huge game, but pretty big. Well, kind of huge game. 12 o'clock time frame. Kansas State, now ranked at number 23, heads into Austin, Texas to face the Longhorns, who are number 7 in the country. Texas is -4. Jacob, I think I know where you're going with this one, but where are you going with this one?
I think I'm going to have to stick with Texas here to win and cover. I think Kansas State's one of the hottest teams in the country. Don't be surprised at all if they go into Austin and win this game. But I'm sticking with Texas.
Yeah. For how bad I want to pick Kansas State to upset them this game, they are rolling right now. But I think Texas is going to put a little bit of damper on that win streak. Give me Texas to win and give me Texas to cover. And then let's also pick this Texas A&M game. Jacob did request let's pick a lot of games this week, so we will be picking a decent amount of games this week compared to the past couple weeks. Let's finish out this 12 o'clock time frame with Texas A&M at Ole Miss. Ole Miss only -3, even though being the number 10 team in the country and A&M being unranked.
Yeah, A&M's just a very talented team. A&M is still a good team, I think. This is a very losable game for Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss being at home will be the difference and give me Ole Miss to win by about a touchdown.
Yeah. Um, um, I think I might have to roll with Ole Miss also, and with it being 3, I might have to take Ole Miss to win and cover. So that's exactly what you just did, correct?
Right, right.
All right, cool. All right, let's get out of this 12 o'clock time frame. Give me Tennessee plus
Congress
57.
football obsessed pissed man.
Dude, no
When
way,
all eyes
bro.
are on you, my eyes.
Yeah, I was gonna do this. 3:30. 3:30, 3:30, 3:30. Where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? Oh, we're at 3 o'clock. 3:30. 15 and a half for the dogs against the Tigers at home. You want me to go first, or would you like to go first?
What you want?
15 and a half is a very interesting line to me. I feel like Georgia is going to come into this game after last year. You know, Missouri gave them their closest game besides Ohio State in the college football playoffs all year. And I feel like they're going to be ready for it. I feel like they're going to be awake. They're going to be alive. They're going to say, man, we're the number 2 team in the country. Really, we'll watch this. However, with me taking Georgia to win, again, 15 and a half is a lot for me. And I know I said the same thing last week about Florida. I don't think Florida is anywhere as good as Missouri is. If you were wanting to know, oh, well, you said the same thing last week. Yeah, I did. But give me Missouri to cover 15 and a half points. I think Georgia wins by 10 or 14.
Well, for me as a Georgia fan, obviously, I watch every game. These are the types of games that we just come out and dominate in. These games where you're like, oh man, Missouri's had a nice start. Maybe they can knock off Georgia, win the East. No, especially with the game being in Athens, I think Georgia comes in and wins by 3 scores. So give me Georgia to cover.
All right. Bedlam. At still in Stillwater this year.
The
Number
last
9
bedlam for a
Sooners.
long time.
Yeah. Number 9 Sooners, number 22 Cowboys. Oklahoma at Oklahoma State, Oklahoma minus 5.5. I know where I'm going with this one, so I'll go ahead and go first. Give me the Sooners to bounce back this week. Yeah, give me. Oh, actually, dude, I don't know because Kansas was running the ball pretty decently. I think Brent Venables will have a plan though. Give me the Sooners to bounce back this week after losing last week to Kansas. Give me them to win. 5.5 is really weird. Give me Oklahoma State to cover. Yeah, I usually don't do that, but give me OU to win, OK State to cover.
These two teams hate each other, and the hate really runs deep right now for Oklahoma State because Oklahoma's leaving the conference and Oklahoma State's mad about it. This game is at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State is red hot. Give me the Cowboys to hand Oklahoma their second straight loss.
Yeah, and if you run this game by me in the past 4 years, I'm picking Oklahoma State to win. I don't care how good Oklahoma is, but there's just something different this year about Oklahoma with me. And I think it's Brent Venables. I think I'm missing Brent Venables right now a little bit. Um, let's move to this next one. Penn State at Maryland. Penn State is minus 10 on the road against the Terps. Give me. Let me think about this real quick.
I worry about Penn State having a look ahead spot. They play Michigan after this game. However, I think these last 2 weeks have been a wake up call for Penn State. I think Penn State will win and cover here.
Speaking of Penn State, they're showing a all-state playoff predictor right now. Best chances to reach college football playoff. They have Penn State at 14%. Okay. Penn State -10. I'm struggling where I want to go with this. You want Penn State to win and cover. I agree with like the looking ahead thing. But my thing is usually what teams do in these spots, right? Is they either look ahead and they lose, or they look ahead and they absolutely dominate. And I know you would dominate. I don't know if I'm confident enough to pick Maryland to win this game. How you're going to beat Penn State is passing the football on them, and Ohio State showed that. Indiana showed that the other day. They were passing the football very well, and that's why they were in that game. I think Maryland has the options to pass the football very well on this Penn State team. And I think they have a okay defense to be able to shut down that poor offense that I think Penn State has. It's really hard for me to pick this game, and I would like Penn State to be ranked high playing Michigan next week. But I'm going to go with the upset here. Maryland at home. Maryland wins. Maryland upsets Penn State.
It's not a bad pick at all.
And then moving out of this 3:30 time frame up to wait, my bad. I forgot. Jacob had a special request this week. He really wants to pick this Iowa and Northwestern game. He saw that this game was on this week, and he said, I do not care that the Georgia Bulldogs will be on at 3:30. We are watching Iowa and Northwestern. So
if you have Peacock, make sure you buy it. This game is be one for the centuries.
Yes. Iowa -5 at Northwestern. What do you have?
I like the under on 31 points.
31 is crazy.
I like the under, but give me Northwestern out right here.
Oh, okay.
And we scrolled by before you can go ahead and make your pick, but you scrolled by a game that I thought you were going to want to pick. That Louisville, Virginia Tech game.
Oh, I did not write that game down. That is a game I would like to pick. That is a game I would like to pick. And you know what I'm doing.
Go ahead and say it.
Oh, wait, hold on. I got to talk about Iowa real quick. Give me Iowa to win and cover. I know they might not even score 5 points, but Virginia Tech at Louisville, looking to keep their ACC championship hopes alive. Louisville -9.5. I think I know where you're going.
Louisville's exactly where I'm going.
Louisville's winning and covering.
They're covering, winning and covering. Yes.
You know, I had my doubts about Louisville last week. But I'm doubting them again, baby. I don't even know what the thing is, but give me Hokies. Virginia Tech. Let's go.
Gross.
Virginia Tech upset at
You're taking my money.
Louisville. Yeah. Iowa wins and covers against Northwestern. James Madison, 8-0 on the road at Georgia State, who is 6-2. Jamie -5.5. Give me.
I actually like coming off here. Give me the Georgia State Panthers to win this game.
Okay.
I don't think JMU is going to go undefeated this year.
I don't think they are either, but I don't think this is the game that they're going to lose. And so, with that being said, give me JMU to win. Give me JMU to cover.
Sorry, my laptop's about to die.
Oh, you're good, man. And then let's move up here into the nightcap. Liberty is perfect record on the line against Louisiana Tech. 7 o'clock, Kansas ranked 21st now at Iowa State, who's looking to try to get ranked here. Iowa State is actually favored in this game, -2.5. What do you got?
You know, Iowa State, a couple of years ago, everybody was riding that hype train, and they didn't live up to it, and everyone seems to forget about them. They're a pretty good football team this year. And Jack Trice Stadium in Ames, Iowa is a tough place to win. I like the Cyclones to win here.
Win and cover.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
Crazy time.
It is. For how much I want to do that, I'm gonna have to take Kansas to win and cover.
I mean, I like it too. I like Kansas.
Well, no, it wouldn't be win and cover. I forgot they're not favored by 2.5. So technically, it is a Kansas upset here.
Yeah.
You know, they are the ranked team, and Iowa State is not. I do like Iowa State though. I do like Iowa State. They're interesting. Sticking in the Big 12, 5-3 versus 5-3, good record teams. BYU at West Virginia. West Virginia is -10.
When was the last time that West Virginia was a 10-point favorite over a Power 5 team, I wonder?
Not very or oh my bad. A long time ago. Sorry, I don't know where I was going with that when I was looking at the screen.
I like West Virginia to win this game, and I don't think BYU's very good. West Virginia's had a pretty good year, so give me the Mountaineers to win and cover here.
Oh wow, win and cover. Okay.
Don't,
I'm gonna take
dude.
West. You know what? No, I'm not letting BYU do this to me again.
I was
Give me
about to
West
say that.
Virginia to win and cover. Even though, watch this, now you're gonna lose by 7. They're talking about Clemson right now, or they were talking about Clemson right now, or very briefly. I don't know why, but they were. Woo! Heater right here, 5 versus 20. Huskies, Trojans at USC. Washington -3.5. I know exactly what you're gonna do here.
Yeah. Give me Washington to win. Give me Washington to cover. Give me Washington big. USC is reeling right now. They are not a very good team. They have no defense at all. Michael Penix Jr. might throw for 800 yards in this game. Give me Washington.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to also go Washington win the cover. I don't know about big win. I wouldn't be surprised if it would be the Southern Cal thing to do right now and college football thing to do right now for them to win this football game. And then we got 2 more games I want to pick here. We're gonna come back to this one. We're gonna pick this one first. Miami at NC State. Miami -4.5.
Miami is very sneakily a good football team this year. And I don't think NC State is. I hope Dave Dorian doesn't come at me for saying that, but I don't think NC State is that good of a team this year. Give me Miami. If they knew how to take a knee, they'd be 7-1 right now.
I am also. Why are they? Will Clemson return to the playoff in the next 2 seasons? Is what they're talking about on the show right now.
I mean, 12-team playoff.
Maybe. Miami wins and covers. I'm gonna take the same thing. Maybe then NC State will start looking forward to basketball season. I don't know. Sorry, Dave Dorn. Don't yell at me, man.
I don't know where the basketball season came from. They're not even a basketball school.
And then LSU at Bama. Bama -3.
I'm going to stick with my preseason pick and pick LSU to win this game. I think LSU is going to score points on this Alabama defense. Jaden Daniels will have a Heisman-esque performance, and I don't know if Alabama can consistently put up points and test this weak LSU secondary.
Dude, I don't even want to pick this one, man.
It's your agenda versus your guy.
Well, I can't go against my guy, but I can't go against the agenda either. They're at home, man. They're at home. Give me Bama. Give me Bama win. Give me Bama cover, I guess. Give me LSU to cover, actually. Give me Bama to win, LSU to cover. That is a rarity right there. You'll never see me do that. But yeah, that is the picks. Now, finish out the show like always. Let's go over to our super dogs and biggest spread of the week. Sorry, I had to write.
Spread? I don't have a super dog yet.
I do not have a super dog yet either, and I actually do not know what the biggest spread of the week is. However, I think I am gonna know what it is once I scroll up here.
It probably is. Yeah.
I'm gonna assume it is this Tennessee game. That would be my assumption. Michigan was 32.5. All right, hold on. Michigan was 32.5, so I'm gonna assume that it is this Tennessee game. Yeah, we're just gonna rock with this Tennessee minus 36 versus UConn.
Not a lot of good super dog picks this week. I'm not gonna lie.
What do you got in Tennessee minus 36 versus UConn?
Lay the points. I like Tennessee to cover that.
Also take Tennessee to cover.
So we will be tied again.
Yeah, we'll be tied again. Well, no, we're not tied. You're up 0.5 on me right now because of that 1 week when we had double, and I got half a point, and you got a full point. Super Dogs, let me scroll through real quick. I remember looking at it the other day, and I had a few in my mind, and I completely forgot who they were. Toledo up on Buffalo 14-7 right now. Central Michigan up on Northern Illinois 10-3.
I've got my super dog. It's going to be a similar one to last week.
Okay.
I think the wrong team is favored.
Okay.
Virginia is a 2-point favorite against Georgia Tech. And I like Georgia Tech to win that game outright.
+2.
Yes.
All right. GT +2 versus UVA. Let me find it. Who was it, dude? Oh my god. Oh, I remember looking at this one. I kind of like South Florida right there. Memphis has been kind of struggling. Oh, shot my pen. Real quick. Sorry, I'm just trying to scroll through super quick. I think that might be what I go with, though. I think that's what I'm gonna go with. Oh, but Western Kentucky, I think is better than Louisiana Tech. Dude, I'm about to. Can I take UNLV -10? Let me take UNLV -10. Right, dude. The SMU put up 69 points last week. I think that's what I'm gonna go with. I don't think I've done a group of 5 yet this year, and usually I pick all group of 5s. Give me South Florida +13.5 at Memphis.
I like that.
All right, and hot take of the week to finish it off. What do you got, Jacob? Or do you got one yet?
I'm going to go with stat line one.
Okay.
Jaden Daniels, 400 total yards, 4 touchdowns in a win against Alabama. I'm parlaying them.
Right. Since
Huh?
you QB stat line, you know what? I think I'll go QB stat line also. Give me. Give me. Oh, here we go. All right. Give me Talia Tagovailoa. 300 plus all-purpose yards. Well, that sounds stupid, but you know what I mean. 300 plus total yards. And 2+ total touchdowns. In a upset win versus Penn State.
I like it.
So essentially doubling down on that, them winning. Yeah. All right. Cool. Hot takes. I'm up on Jacob 1.5 to 1 out of 5. If y'all want to know how we're doing on hot takes, I was close. Last week. I had 2 undefeated teams losing, and 1 did lose, and a couple of teams were close to losing. And Jacob had Malik Murphy 300 all-purpose yards and 3 touchdowns against BYU, which was not close. But yeah, that's all. This has been really cool live stream. First time live streaming, but yeah. We appreciate y'all watching. And do not